Sit down. I mean it. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Put both feet on the ground and take one slow, obedient breath in and an even slower breath out. This is not theatrics. This is reverence. This isn't the kind of moment you walk into standing up. Stop moving. Be here. Let your body know something holy just entered the room. You're about to practice faith with stillness before you practice answers with words. If this found you on the day of an interview or in the hour before, hear me, that wasn't luck. That wasn't the algorithm being quirky. Heaven scheduled this. God is saying something to you today, and He's not whispering anymore. Anxiety doesn't get to hijack an appointment God set. The invite is stamped already. You didn't stumble here. You were summoned. I know what's happening inside you. Tight chest, shallow breath. The loop won't stop, rehearsing answers, scanning for the perfect story, imagining your mind going blank, the panel seeing through you. What if I fumble? What if they ask for numbers I can't recall? What if they find the crack? You're refreshing your email, scrolling your notes, drying your palms on your jeans. I see you. Heaven sees you. One more breath. In, out. Let your shoulders fall another inch. You're not late. You're right on time. Listen to me carefully. This isn't just about a job. It's about identity and provision and the voice you're agreeing with before you ever speak a word to that panel. It's about who sits on the bench in your inner courtroom, fear or the Father. And here's what most people miss. Stillness is your first act of faith, not punishment, preparation, not abandonment, architecture. You prepare your nervous system before you prepare your bullet points. So here is the promise and the path. One thing, we are going to move the seat inside, from outcome control to God authority, not denial, divine order, breath, prayer, identity, posture, preparation. Each will take its place under that surrender. But first, chosen one, be still. Put your hands open on your lap. Let the rehearsals quiet. Anxiety will not be your shepherd. Your name and your tomorrow are not in that room. They're in His hands. Stay with me. Stillness first. Faith first. Listen to me carefully now. The interview isn't the battlefield. The courtroom inside you is. You know the room I'm talking about, the one with the long bench and the cold echo, files stacked to the ceiling, exhibits labeled mistakes, gaps, awkward answers, missed chances. You sit there as the defendant, and somehow, in the same breath, you cross-examine yourself as the prosecutor. Your nervous system is the bailiff, slamming adrenaline on the table. Every memory becomes evidence. Every silence, a verdict. And you've been calling that courtroom wisdom. It's not. Not discernment, dread. Not wisdom, worry. Not preparation, punishment masquerading as responsibility. You pace that room thinking you're being thorough, but what you're doing is worshiping a possible outcome and calling it prudence. You whip yourself with "be realistic" when what you mean is agree with fear. Stop signing fear's paperwork with the ink of your imagination. Hear the accuser's script, because I know it by heart. You're behind. You're not enough. They will see through you. You wasted years. You're too old. You're too young. You're too late. Others have better stories. You're a risk. Don't try to sound confident. You'll expose yourself. Listen to me. Do not answer that voice. Don't debate it. Don't defend yourself in its court. When you answer accusation, you legitimize its jurisdiction. That voice is not coming from heaven. That tone is not your Father. Here is the false covenant anxiety offered you. If you let me drive you, I will give you control. And what did it deliver? Paralysis, closed throat, shaking hands, hours lost to rehearsals you never even used. Anxiety promises sovereignty and sells you slavery. It makes you a hostage to a hypothetical and calls it being prudent. So if anxiety is a courtroom, the solution is not to bring better exhibits, not one more spreadsheet of proof, not one more late-night cross-examination. The one thing heaven requires is a change of who sits on the bench. Court can't be quiet until the judge changes. In a moment, we are going to move the seat. But first, acknowledge the lie. Fear is not your magistrate, and outcomes are not your God. Silence begins the moment you remove the accuser from the bench and yield the gavel back to God. Listen to me now. Heaven is not asking for 10 steps. One thing. Before you walk in, change your seat. Put God back in the highest place and step down from the throne of control. That's the move. Not performance tweaks, not a braver face. Authority transfer. The bench is not yours. The gavel is not yours. You do not have to be judge and defendant and prosecutor all at once. Stand up from that false bench. Give the seat back to the one who loves you. Do it out loud, 60 seconds. Your body needs to hear what your spirit decides. Hands open, shoulders soft. Say this with me. Jesus, I step down from the seat of control. I yield outcomes to you. You are Lord of this interview, my future, my name, and my provision. I remove the accuser from the bench and enthrone you in my heart. I renounce agreement with fear. I am not begging, I belong. I am not striving, I surrender. I am not performing, I am presenting who you formed. I do not partner with panic, I receive favor. This isn't abandonment, it is your architecture for my next season. I receive my assignment, show up truthful, skillful, and at peace. Guard my mouth, order my thoughts. Go before me. Amen. Feel what just shifted. You are not under the tyranny of a result. You are under the care of a Father. Anxiety spikes when your identity is welded to outcomes. Peace grows when your identity rests in adoption and your role is assignment. When God holds the seat, your nervous system can stop scanning for a verdict and start listening for guidance. Not begging, belonging, not striving, surrender, not performing, presenting, not fear, favor. And here's what most people miss. Once the seat changes, the body can calm, the mind can focus, and preparation stops being punishment and starts becoming worship. We will train your breath next, and your shoulders will preach peace before your mouth says a word. But first, hold the transfer. Keep the bench occupied by God. That's where the silence begins. That's where the room changes before you ever enter it. Listen to me carefully. The seat has shifted. Now bring your body into obedience. Your breath is a steering wheel. You will not drift into peace by accident. You will arrive there by obedience. We are going to drive your physiology back under God's authority so your mouth can carry favor without tremble. Not mysticism, alignment. Not self-help. Surrender in your cells. Here is the protocol. 4 rounds. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for 2. Exhale through your mouth for 6. And as the air leaves, whisper, I release control. Pause empty for 2. Again. 4 in. 2 hold. 6 out. Say it. I release control. 2 in stillness. 4 rounds. Chosen 1. Do it now, not later. Heaven is not frantic about your future, so your breath will not be either. As you obey, notice what happens. Shoulders descend like gates opening, jaw unhooks, belly softens, your heart rate steps down a staircase, thoughts spread out, they're not crowding the doorway anymore. Blood returns to your fingers, your spine remembers its dignity. This is your nervous system receiving the memo your spirit already sent when you gave God the bench. Peace is not the absence of stakes. It's the presence of the shepherd inside your body. And hear me. You are not trying to calm down. You are agreeing with heaven's pace. God is not pacing the hallways of tomorrow. He is seated. You too. You will not walk in there as a trembling orphan. You will walk in as a steady son, a steady daughter, whose lungs preach before lips do, I release control. Round 3 and 4, keep pairing every exhale with the confession. With each release, let the inner courtroom lights go out, file by file, until only guidance remains. When your breath steadies, your words align. Prayer will not sound like begging. It will sit like a crown. Authority replaces desperation. And from that seat, your sentences will carry the weight of someone already held. Listen to me carefully now. Don't let your calm float away unclaimed. Seal it. We are going to pray like a child, not a beggar. 90 seconds that turn oxygen into authority. You are not trying to convince God. You are agreeing with Him. He is not withholding to test your panic level. He is a Father, and you belong to Him. Out loud, hands open, follow me line by line. Father, I acknowledge your presence. You are here. You go before me. You stand behind me. You are not nervous about my future, and I refuse to be either. I surrender the outcome. The bench is yours. The gavel is yours. I step down from control and place this door in your hands. I ask for favor and clarity. Order my steps. Set a watch over my mouth. Bring my stories to remembrance. Let my tone carry peace. Give me language that serves truth and solves problems. Make wisdom easy to find in me. I bless the interviewers. May their minds be clear, their time honored, their questions sharpened by insight, not suspicion. Give them rest from their own anxieties. Let our conversation be marked by mutual dignity. I commit to truth and excellence. No performance, only presentation. I will not boast. I will bear witness. I will speak plainly, listen deeply, and steward what I know with humility and skill. Amen. Listen. That wasn't groveling. That was governance. Not begging, belonging, not striving agreement. And hear this door theology. If the door is yours, peace will guard it, and it will open without contortion. If it's not, that's not punishment, that's protection. That's not rejection, that's redirection. You can't pour new concrete on cracked foundations, and you can't force a door that would fracture your calling. Hold this. Prayer is the spirit. Now identity is the spine. Anxiety returns when you forget your name. We're about to put your real name back on so your peace doesn't slide off the moment you see their faces. Listen to me carefully now. Put your real name back on, not the sticker you've been wearing to survive in rooms that never knew you. Peel off the labels they pressed on your chest when they were anxious about their own futures. Unqualified, late bloomer, job hopper, not leadership material, too much, not enough. Hear me, those are stickers, not skin. It was never your skin, it was a sticker. God is peeling it off, and yes, peeling can sting, because false names bond to tender places. But the sting is not punishment, it's freedom coming back to your face. Let me set your pattern straight with a story you already know. One night, a man wrestled with God. Pressure, sweat, refusal to quit. He went down as Jacob. He stood up renamed Israel. A limp replaced his swagger, and destiny replaced his scramble. That wrestling match was not humiliation, it was coronation. Pressure preceded promotion. Hear the translation for you. This interview is not a worth test. It's a placement conversation, not a trial to prove your existence, a table to confirm your assignment. The renaming comes first, then the seat. Now say what heaven says out loud, 3 sentences that fit like armor over your ribs. I am guided. I am equipped. I am favored for what is for me. Again, I am guided. Presence will meet me in the moment, not just in my notes. I am equipped. Years, scars, skill, and stewardship are tools, not trophies. I am favored for what is for me. No poaching, no panic, no pretending. If it's mine, it will recognize me. If it's not, that's not rejection, that's redirection. Listen. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's alignment. Arrogance shouts, "Look at me." Confidence whispers, "Look at the work." Humility is not hiding. It is refusing to pretend God didn't train you for this. False humility lies about your gifts to make fear comfortable. True humility tells the truth about grace and then gets to work. And here's what will happen when the name fits. Your shoulders settle. Your sentences slow down. You listen longer than you rush to impress. The room feels shepherded, not sold to. When you wear your real name, the interview stops being a performance and becomes a presentation of truth, of service, of solved problems, and steady presence. Identity produces posture. Hold your name and your body will carry it. Next breath, you'll feel it. Peace growing a spine. Now we let your posture preach what your mouth believes. Listen to me carefully now. Let your body preach what your mouth believes. Favor has a sound and a shape, and you can wear it. Feet grounded, plant them hip-width, both soles on the floor like roots gripping good earth. Shoulders back and down, not puffed, not collapsed, settled. Chin neutral, not tilted up to perform, not tucked down to disappear. Hands relaxed, not hiding, not clawing. Rest them open on the table or loosely in your lap, where humans can see you're not bracing for impact. Crown of the head tall as if a thread lifts you. Jaw unhooked, eyes warm. And speak 10% slower than your anxiety wants to. 10%. That tiny margin is where composure lives. I already hear you bargaining with speed. You feel the itch to over-explain, to stack disclaimers, to apologize for taking oxygen, to fill every silence so they don't go mining in your gaps. That is not your personality. That is an anxiety tell. It is the inner courtroom trying to argue its case through your mouth. Do not let it. When the question lands, take one holy pause. Inhale, exhale, then answer. If you need clarity, ask for it without apology. Would you like scope or timeline? Is impact or process more helpful? That is not stalling. That is stewardship. Holy pauses are not failure, they are composure. Reframe the room. Not intimidation, information. Not interrogation, conversation. Not rejection, redirection if needed. When you sit like that, breathe like that, and pace like that, favor enters as calm presence. Your tone stops selling and starts shepherding. End sentences without the nervous rise. Let a period land. Choose verbs. Cut the flab. I led. I solved. I learned. Let peace be visible, audible, touchable. And listen, silence the apology ticks. Sorry, I'm rambling. No, land, breathe, redirect. Let me bring that to metrics. The gap in your resume does not need a soliloquy. Give the truth, the learning, the fruit. Period. Another holy pause. Next question. But hear me plainly. Posture without preparation is a costume. Empty confidence cracks under light. We will not wear peace like theater. We will give it integrity. Next, we steward excellence so favor has a runway. Listen to me carefully now. This is where we give your peace integrity. Preparation is not penance, it is worship. Not striving to earn worth, stewarding what God placed in you. Excellence makes room for favor. Set a timer for 20 minutes tonight. Do not linger. Do not spiral. Do what I say. Minutes 1 to 3. Research the role. Reread the description and circle the verbs. Name the top 3 problems this seat exists to solve. Glance at one recent headline or product update so you can speak their world, not just your resume. Clarity over complexity. You're not trying to impress, you're trying to understand. Minutes 4 to 10. Map 3 stories, challenge, action, result. 1 leadership, 1 problem solving, 1 resilience. Write 3 clean lines per story. Challenge in 1 sentence, context clear. Action in strong verbs with what you did, not what we vaguely did. result with numbers or tangible outcomes, and 1 learning. 1 strong story beats 10 scattered ones. Do not rehearse until you dissociate. Anchor, don't act. Minutes 11 to 15. Prepare 5 likely questions. Tell me about yourself. Biggest win, hard conflict, a failure and the learning. Why this role? Why this company? Draft a 20-second headline for each. Then 2 proof points. Choose verbs. Cut the flab. Minutes 16 to 17. Craft 2 thoughtful questions for them. What will success look like in the first 90 days? Where is the team's current bottleneck, and how can this role relieve it? Ask to serve, not to perform curiosity. Minute 18. Confirm logistics. Time zone, platform, link, contact, route, camera, mic, portfolio access, resume, PDF. No last-minute scrambling. Stewardship honors their time and protects your peace. Minute 19. Outfit and pack. Lay it out now. Simple. Fitted but not fussy. Shoes you can walk in. ID, notebook, pen, water, charger. Remove decisions from the morning. That is worship too. Minute 20. Close the folder. Breathe the 426 again and say out loud, I release control. Your preparation is a wineskin. New level, new structure. You cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. It will burst. This routine is the new skin that can hold the weight of new responsibility without leaking your peace. Perfectionism, I rebuke you. We choose clarity over complexity, stewardship over scramble, rest over compulsive rehearsal. You have done what faith required, and still listen. Doors open and close by design, not desperation. Even with excellent preparation, outcomes vary. Peace remains when you refuse to force what heaven will freely give. Next, we will let it fall without dropping your effort. Let it fall. I'm going to be blunt with you now. Stop catching plates. Stop trying to predict every question, control every impression, script every reaction, sanitize every silence. That is not stewardship. That is servitude to an imaginary jury. You are standing under a ceiling of spinning dishes. What if they ask metrics I don't remember? What if I talk too fast? What if they don't smile? And your neck is burning from staring up. Put your hands down. If the scenario isn't real, let it crash. Let the fake disasters shatter in your imagination so they stop bleeding you in your body. The room does not need a magician. It needs a witness, steady, truthful, skilled. Listen, if a door closes, that's not abandonment. That's architecture. That's not destruction. That's construction. You cannot pour new concrete on cracked foundations of fear. A shut door is a hard hat sign, God refusing to set a palace on a fault line. You don't want a hurried yes that collapses under tomorrow's weight. Heaven is laying rebar under your future. Trust the sound of hammers. Protection can feel like delay when you idolize speed, but it's love in a hard hat. And I know your body may still tremble, palms damp, butterflies loud. Peace is not the absence of sensation. It is the presence of authority. You can feel adrenaline and still carry a steady voice. Your lungs already learned the sermon. Exhale is release, and release is rule. God is seated, and so are you. Now do this quick physical release. Grab a scrap of paper. Write the outcome you fear in plain words. They say no. I blank. Offer too low. Fold it once. Fold it twice. Hold it in your palm and say out loud, this is not my judge. God, you hold this. Set it under your hand or in your bag. You just moved jurisdiction. Hear me. You will give full effort with open hands. Prepared, yes. Present, yes. Clinging, no. Anxiety loses leverage when there's nothing left to threaten. You are free to serve the problem, not your panic. Breathe 4-2-6 once more. Shoulders down, chin level. Walk in like this. I will be faithful in the room, regardless of the verdict. That's the Joseph posture, wisdom offered in any setting, excellence unhooked from applause. When outcomes belong to God, favor can find you without your fists making a scene. Listen to me carefully now. Walk in like Joseph. The pit didn't define him. The prison didn't shrink him. The palace didn't seduce him. Every room met the same spirit, faithful, steady, useful. He did not over-explain his wound, and he did not under-steward his wisdom. He served Potiphar with excellence, the warden with diligence, and Pharaoh with clarity. Rooms changed. His assignment didn't. That's the pattern. The room doesn't crown you, faithfulness does. Promotion follows the pattern, not the panic. Translate it. In this interview, be that person. Tell the truth without embroidery. If there's a gap, name it and show the learning and the fruit. Here's the season. Here's what changed. Here's the capability it produced. Do not inflate. Inflation pops under heat. Integrity expands under pressure. If you don't have a number, give a clean proxy and the plan you use to measure impact. If you miss a detail, don't bluff. Anchor to what you know and outline how you'd verify by end of day. Ask clarifying questions without apology. Give credit freely. Offer a next step framework. Your maturity is the message. Calm, precise, generous. Now here the hecklers I know are already lining up at the door. They have better candidates. You're behind. You don't belong here. Do not enter plea in that court. Don't answer them. Return to the seat you already shifted. One slow inhale. Hold. Long exhale. I release control. Shoulders down. Crown up. Let peace do the talking your panic wanted to do. Favor recognizes the sound of someone already seated. And lift your eyes, chosen one. This is not only about you. Joseph's wisdom fed nations. Your stability becomes bread for a household you haven't met yet. Children sleeping under a roof your diligence secures. A sibling finishing school because your provision stands. Teammates mentored into courage, generosity you couldn't release from scarcity. This door touches family lines, communities, future yeses you'll fund and futures you'll free. That's why we refuse to perform and choose to serve. So here is your charge. Faithfulness in the room, regardless of the verdict. Not performance, presentation, not panic, pattern. You will carry peace like grain in a famine and offer wisdom like water in a dry season. In a moment, we will seal this with a communal act, naming what trembles so secrecy breaks and courage multiplies. But now, stand in your place. Breathe the 4-2-6 once. Step forward like Joseph. Speak plainly. Solve clearly. Bless the room. Heaven will handle promotion. You handle faithfulness. Listen to me carefully now. Before you leave, do this with obedience, not later, not when I feel ready. Go down to the comments and name what's trembling. Don't be poetic. Don't be vague. Put the exact foundation on the table. Money, rent due, savings thin, rejection, they won't want me, imposter syndrome, I lucked into every win, a past failure, I fumbled that job in 2022, family pressure, dad's voice says, don't mess this up. 10 honest words or less. I fear blanking when they ask about my layoff. I'm scared my numbers won't be enough. I'm carrying my mother's worry about money. Name it. The moment you name it, you take its power away and give it back to heaven. Secrecy feeds anxiety. Confession starves it. Anxiety grows in the dark and shrinks in the light. When you write it, you revoke its badge in the inner courtroom. You hand the file to a better judge. And listen, nothing you confess here will surprise heaven. He's not taking from you. He's removing what was never supposed to stay. Then do this as holy assignment. Read 2 other comments, not 1. 2. Speak life. Write back like a brother, like a sister, like someone sent on purpose. You are not late. Your pace is preparation. Breathe 4, 2, 6 once, then ask, scope or timeline? You're ready. Your layoff is not disqualification, it's construction. Become the confirmation for the one waiting in a car, in a kitchen, on the edge of a bed at 2 a.m. Your courage multiplies when you give it away. Now the commissioning. One thing first. Shift the seat. Out loud. Jesus, I step down from the seat of control. The bench is yours. Then 4 breaths. In for 4, hold 2, out for 6. I release control. Pray the 90-second favor prayer we just practiced. Put your real name back on. I am guided. I am equipped. I am favored for what is for me. Shoulders down, crown up, walk in steady. Final word of reassurance. God is not setting you up to fail. He is setting you up to be free, whether the door opens now or later. Not rejection, redirection. Not abandonment, architecture. Not punishment, preparation. Name the fear, reclaim your seat, and step into that room as a child of God, not a hostage to outcomes. Bless the room. Heaven will handle promotion. You handle faithfulness. Now go, name it, encourage to, and walk in peace.